Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Manichean Nomad series here on the Lord Master channel, in which you can see the name Pechenegs there. It's gotten bigger and wider, and that's what we like to see. On the last episode, we have accomplished our first major goal this series, arguably the major goal, as I have originally stated way back in the early episodes of that series. It took time, but by Zurvan, we did it. We have reached the promised land, Sogdia, which consists of Bukhara, Nakshab, and Samarkand. But after we took that area, we did some land distribution. I mean, Bukhara stays as it is, led by a Sogdian Zoroastrian, despite the fact you don't like me very much. You may desire the county, but... Oh, wait a minute. I was about to say, I thought I gave it to you, but instead you, Well, I grant you the title, right? Yes, I gave you the title. But he says, no, I think Bukhara can have it. Oh, so I would say, okay, I guess that's good. So he won't get at me with, it's like, hey, I want Nakshab and Samarkand. But now this guy over here in Bukhara named Kaz Darash. But now he says, I want Samarkand and Nakshab. Again, I did my little Iranian accent, which I don't hear enough of it, but perhaps Eastern Iranian, just based on what I heard. And he's got a manipulative spouse who is currently imprisoned by me. You want her back? Well, council says yes on that. It says, hey, gold. So says the Sogdian. They love money, do they? Favor. Yeah, you got it. You want your wife? You can have it. So now you are the overlord of Sogdia proper, but in actuality you only rule Bukhara and Petkend. Although one day he might convert to the local Tajik culture, which had been spreading there for some time. Because the land is separated by Tajiks and Sogdians. Sogdians were the original natives. Tajiks are arguably the descendants of Bactrians and Sogdians we know today. Even if you were to ask a Tajik today, they would tell you the same thing. And if... No, that'll be for the Sogdian series that I'll do for Crusader Kings 3 way down the line, far in the future. That I would have to mention that fact again. But as we have stated before, this is what the land of Sogdia looks like as it's spring. Ostrasana is desert over there, which kind of simulates the old Hungry Steppe, because that's what they used to call it over there at that time. They call that area the Hungry Steppe, because it's a long way from the river Zerafshan to the Serdaya. That's the name of that river over there, the Serdaya. Also known to the west, back in antiquity, as the Jaxartes, named by the Greeks who went up there, you know, from Alexander the Great's conquest. And speaking of that, they only went as far as Fergana. By they, I mean Alexander. Went as far as Kujand, but he never went beyond the fertile Fergana Valley. And through there to the pass, and then you would reach Kashgar. Which just pretty much tells you what the Taran Basin could be like. And by the way, I may do a Taran Basin series, not in Crusader Kings 2, but also on Crusader Kings 3. Possibly after finishing the Pannonian Avar series. And I might do a Taran Basin series. But anyways, back to here in Sogdia proper. It's all steppe from here. Whereas in Shauribiz, it's mountains, because that's where Panji Kent is located. Panji Kent is another notable Sogdian city. So you could say, as this is still a nomadic playthrough and we have no plans to settle in Sogdia, even though I would love to, but honestly that would be counterproductive. Not only because of losing out to horde things, it's just all these baronies. Damn it, and I would definitely love to spend my money's worth to get Steppe Warrior Lodge and Steppe Fighting Grounds, but I donated it all to the Manichean Church, who is my friend, the Archegos, 69 years old. Because that's another thing that we accomplished a major goal. We'll vassalize the head of the religion. But bearing in mind, just looking, the Archegos can call for a great purification. There is not yet a time to call for a great purification because he has no levies yet. But one thing's for certain. You could say, it's alright, for all these bishops of the Archegos of the Manichean Church, the mayors of the cities, the Sogdian cities of Samarkand, and over in Nakshab, the land may be yours, but however, all this open grassland of the steppes, except for Bukhara, is all mine. You could say, you can have your buildings, but outside of those walls, you are stepping in my territory. All that grass, that's for the horses and for people, because this here is excellent grazing land. You could say, touch nothing of the ground. It's ours. It's our property. You can walk the roads and streets from one way to the another, especially along the Silk Route. But don't touch the grass. That's for the horses. And whenever we wish to, we can raid our neighbors anytime, because look, feudal holdings. I mean, we defeated you in that war to take those lands. And it's only going to be 5 years before we start another subordination war to continue the conquest of Sogdiana with Ostrasana, Tashkent, and Fergana. Those are the areas that are left. That'd be great to form a subordination war. But the question is, will the Sogdian king would want all of this? The Ishad, as we call him, which is commander, so to speak. Similar to how, I mean, he calls himself Shah. And these are the Amachas. Yeah, they call it Amacha. Oh, I get it. If you're of a duchy to title under a vassal of the Tarim Shah, they would call you commander. But he owns all of this, including the entirety of the Shadow. In theory, he could hold all the whole town base for himself, which is probably where he gets most of his strength from. Makes me feel jealous, honestly. But look, the land that lives out there is not good for grazing. If we were to become neighbors one day, it would be much useful to make it as a nomad tributary. Make a tributary state. We help you and you help us. In a way. Establish tributary. Look. This type of tributary can be called into a war. And again, just showing that as an example. So we'll see you in 5 years' time. And I hope everybody behaves here. Because this is a rebellious province and Muslims live here. And Tajiks as well. But remember, the grass is mine. Take charge. I'll be in court. This is plains. It's good grazing land. Despite recent religious tensions. I guess you're gonna be next. We do have a sizable population, although slowly declining. But our population will continue to grow. So it doesn't hurt more if I were to acquire more grassland, but I'd rather take steppe. In fact, this is the easternmost steppe. Oh dear. We could take a big chunk of that land out there. Balsagun, Boxgun, Zintzu. This is 2 steppe. 2 stones with 1 bird. Hardly any Tigris out. Oh look, when he dies, it goes to me. And the steppe is mine. Move it up. Some would think I must be power hungry, but that remains to be seen. My damn uncle. You're old. But it's the other uncle that tried to have me whacked. It happened on the previous episode. I mean, he's the only one because we practically have killed off the rest of the line of succession for us. But I have my child, my son, who next month he's going to become a man. And since you are brave, and I know we don't see each other eye to eye, but I must recruit you to the Warrior Lodge. You would be most useful there. Always head to up here. Take a shortcut. And then we'll start another subordination war to take more of the steppe. But those hills can be given away. At least you're Manichean. So we need to rescue our Manichean brethren there. Because when you have hills, it's okay grazing land. It doesn't increase the max population for us, so that will be given away. My very young son smiles broad my encouragement. I thought you'd never ask. I'll contact Bishop Kundachik right away, father. Bishop. Orthodox bishop. Yeah. Yeah. I was just waiting for you to be ready. May your rumors rot in your living body. You tell me. Well, my friend Nargigos just died. Gluttony. Of course. Oh, you think you're Mr. Big Shot? You want to be in the council? Well, you can be. I mean, you are the head of the Manichean Church, so with respect. You lost the initiation duel and you got hurt, but I knew you had it in you. So, you're doing good. Now, we must please the religious head. I wouldn't ask for money, but I'll be willing to donate some to you just to get you on the good side. Boy, would that make sense. Naming him designated regent. The man who is the head of the church, head of the Manichean faith. Yeah, makes some sense, right? Anyways, continue. Punitive raid. My men arrived in Sogdia and methodically murdered every fifth person in the vicinity of the area where my courtier was ambushed. Valuables were plundered, lands were spoiled, and the surviving males were tortured. And as quickly as my men arrived, they departed. My message clearly stated. The population in Sogdia was counted to submission. Yes, we beat up our own people. Alright. So, the apostle. Patriarch apostle. We're gonna do this to this boy. So let me know that Chief Otruk of Torbo will soon have a tragic fall off the castle parapets. Fly, little bird, fly. The steppe is mine. Bogomils in the Byzantine Empire. A heresiarch by the name of Bogomil may not have been his true name, has appeared in the province of Kosovo, capitalizing on the anger of the locals following their conversion from pagan ways. His teachings of a heresy seem to combine Christianity with a combination of Gnostic dualism and anti-church sentiment, has caught on extremely quickly in both Kosovo and the surrounding areas, presenting a challenge to Basilis Narses' Byzantine Empire's rule as well as the authority of the Orthodoxy. Some believe that this Bogomil has reached the court of Basilis Narses and might even have considered conversion to these heretical beliefs. I see. Is he there? Again, he may consider. I was about to say, who owns Kosovo? Byzantine Empire. Owned by Ragusa. So I see. Can't be Rushka. Oh, here it is. Bogomilism was spawned there. There's Bogomil. He is a heresiarch, which is a head of the leader of the fanatic and militant heretic sect, as well as perfecti. This member is of the faithful is taking the sacrament of consolamentum, thus purging him of his mortal sins and setting him on a path of zealotry, celibacy, and asceticism. And some say he's mad. So Bogomilism is originally an Orthodox Christian heresy with Gnostic elements that completely rejects the ecclesiastical hierarchy and advocates a return to early Christianity. Bogomils believe that the world was created by an evil demon, the devil. But quite honestly, they sound slightly similar to Manicheans, and it may have been Manicheans that influenced Bogomilism, and in turn influenced the Cathars of southern France. Somehow it all comes back to Manichaeism, and Manichaeism came from Zoroastrianism. Although I would have to say, in a bit of the future for Crusader Kings 2 HIP, like if I was to do any more of the future series, I would have to admit that there is a possibility far in the future that I might do a Bosnian series. Yes, Bosnia again, but only this time it would be at a much, much later start date. which would indicate a shorter series, but it's just something to do in that major goal of playing as a Bosnian ruler. Not a fictional one, but an actual dynasty. Ruling in the area at that time. And is of a Bogomilist faith, because they didn't have the Christiani, the Bosnian church at that time, where I would be serving as a vassal to the Kingdom of Hungary. And there is one little major goal that they do have for a Bogomilist playthrough. So, a Bogomilist Bosnia series is one of the ideas that I do have in mind for future series of CK2 HIP. So it's quite possible once I'm done with the Manichean Nomads series, Bogomilist Bosnia would likely be the next one. Only because shorter series, much later start date, like say around 1200s. It's not going to be, one of those, like, let's create a big country and make it as wide as, what these Manichean Pechenegs have made. No. It's just something totally different entirely. Much like I have in mind for the possibility of a Tarim Basin playthrough and the eventual Sogdian playthrough as well. Now, for God's sakes, you didn't progress much for the last 20 minutes. Get to there. You will arrive in the 19th of August. Damn it! My complicity was discovered. Curses! Try again. After much calculations, consultations, and designs were done, there was finally a price for the buildings of the provincial roads to be reality. It is now up to me to check if it's worth the cost. 100 gold. Road network here in Zarizhuk, despite the fact we don't have any cities. It's too expensive! Even though that's a load of bull. What is it? The Baron of Nakshab. Gets a claim on Sogdia. Yeah, I like my other vassal better. Just the mayor gets a claim on the king of Sogdia. Don't ever ask me for such petitions again. There have been reports of some demoness succubus active in parts of Zarizhuk. According to the number of men and even a few women, this hauntingly beautiful creature attacks them at night by paralyzing them before fornicating with them in the most pleasurable yet sinful ways imaginable. Yet most of the victims described as demoness similarly suggested this might not be a mere bout of hysteria. Well, I don't have much in the way of children, so I wish I could experience such forbidden pleasures. Start the war. This will be short and sweet. We want the steppe. That is it. And those hills will be given to that tribal vassal there. I don't want the hills. Just grazing land. Grazing land? Grazing grassland. More grazing land. There you go. Ugh. We have the manpower to do so. The current generation of young men from Volga has won fame for their bravery and strength while fighting in my armies. They bring much honor to their families. Strong lands. If anybody was from there. I forgot that area is still Khazar. I was to at some point to, where's my steward? Chamberlain. Get to work on that. Now, tonight, the mead hall is inflamed by the rumors of a great eagle terrorizing the plains of Zarizhuk. For the first time in in decades. The man who spotted the beast claims it is a companion of the legendary hunter, driven mad after tasting the flesh of its own master. The older members of the lodge agreed that as the Lord of Zarijuk, it is my duty, to track down and slay this beast. I could use you, Kudachik, because you are my friend. Again, I'm letting my commanders do all the fighting while I do my own thing. Raid Bunji-Kent. Bunji-Kent. The Arg of Bunji-Kent. Here in Oshosana. Yes, we'll accept that when we return from here. Before we leave for this perilous journey to slay the monster that is menacing my subjects, I shall make an offering to Zervan to make sure that I am shielded from the preternatural powers of the creature. I will burn the best cattle from my stock. The time has come for us to leave the safe confines of civilization and venture forth into the dark domain of the monster plaguing my lands. With Kundachik and Zervan's protection, I am sure to track down this creature and put it into the threat it poses to my subjects once for all. Let the hunt begin. Who's that? Merv and Gorgon. Religious reconquest of Sogdia. Call the clans. And bring in the vassal levies. This is a defensive war. We're in the middle of something. So meet up here. We'll deal with this quickly. Take this area. And then take their capital. And then our order will be on their way down. And since this is a holy war, fortunately Taram is using it. He doesn't have the money for the mercenaries, but one would think he's severely underestimating us. Unless he's got friends. He's got one. That may pose a challenge. But you're going to be fighting in our own backyard. The steppe. Not now. Not now. The search for the great eagle has brought my expedition to the slopes of a barren hill. Our foe may be fearsome, but our journey to its lair is filled with the most auspicious omens. It's quite clear that the spirits of the mountain are welcoming our arrival, helping me in my quest to slay the monster haunting this land. We can only hope so. Oh, totally. Everybody must come over here. We'll have to deal with them a little later. The Sogdian populace in Samarkand resent me as a ruler, and I feel that I'm a foreigner. Yet I depend on these self-same people to collect my taxes and man my army. This simply will not do. I think it's time to bring some boys back home to help out over here. This sounds like a job for real men. Samarkand has become Pecheneg, and it's Manichean also. Fergani War. He started another war. for knock shop against me. Now we're against multiple enemies. Just assault now, you can reinforce soon. Let's take it to the capital and just win this war early on. And he's over there. No, we're gonna face them instead. Please be patient. This could get pretty hairy. And a great eagle tugged in its nest, its cruel hooked beak barely peeking from under its wings. Finding the beast at its weakest gives considerable advantage against it. We must also be careful not to underestimate this formidable opponent, especially now that we are so close to succeeding in our quest. I know how to exactly to deal with it. I managed to wound one of the eagle's wings as it takes off, leaving the beast unable to flee. The eagle screeches and leaps fiercely towards me, its talons grasping for my eyes, but I'm able to push it away while taking only a few scratches. As the bird clumsily tries to take flight, I throw my spear at its chest, bringing it down for good. Yes, sir. I will make a trophy out of it. It's for faster movement speed. Only 1 day faster. So you can say, out of the way, just go fast. Come on. I'm trying to assemble everybody over here. I fear the Abbasids may declare war against us next. Fighting on multiple fronts here. If Khan Sage drank skulls from his enemies, I ask. The recruit nods. I laugh, putting my arm around him conspiratorially. Of course, there was a secret chamber back home in Zarejuk where he rumored to have bathed in their blood. The recruit grows pale. Have you heard about the one Sage and the horse? I get the center of attention. %76% war score. Need another 7 days. Now assault. Now take the bloody objective. We're on our way to you. More will be on their way, but it's going to take some time. It's just this whole area we're at war with. And we just need them to back away. Buddhist revolt. And now it's on the offensive to take Kashmir again. It hasn't turned Manichean this whole time. In fact, was it ever under town control? No. It was never in their control. I mean, don't you all feel concerned about this affair? I mean, we'll be on our way there soon, so please be patient. We're trying to move as fast as we can. Starting to get sick of it. Of course, the Ishad of Sogdia is my court decision because he knows a lot of things. To relieve him of our sin, I suggest we spend more time in prayer. Even though he's a cynic. If we lose Sogdia, we're gonna have to fight to take that back. About to defeat them in a battle one more time. I ain't scared. I'll teach him how to deal with his enemies. Oh, nice of him. It's currents for you. Heir to the tallest tribe. A chief. I'll ransom you. And the land is mine. Oh, you want two of these. So I see. Well, 1 second. I remember. Actually, you can have, Barscon. No? I'm not allowed to do that. Strange. Well, in the meantime, I'll appoint a new tribal area. Yeah. They may look at us more negatively as far as sentiment's concerned, but I will have it dealt with sooner or later. But I think I would say fair enough. Perhaps we should create a new clan here. A new clan to have these two lands while I get my own set of land from there. Or my own steppe there. And then that one eventually. Because we never had a clan this far east, so I think creating an eastern clan would be ideal. Especially we are in a bit of a crisis here. Have no occupied provinces. That's because there's one right now. So we can't do anything about it. For God's sakes, why don't you just go through there? It's just gonna be a while. Please be patient. We need to get along. We're there on 31st. All together now. Give me my best. Fortunately, some of the old hands are holy warriors from the Army of Light. Speaking of which, they just took a beating again. They're in this together. Son of beeswax. It's a miracle that the Hindus are still around in this part of the Afghanistan. Move to Samarkand, everybody. I've noticed that since joining the Eagle Wars, my son... Hold on. My son... Excuse me. Has spent barely any time at court, learning to act as his rank demands, being in contact with all these court fighters, making him adopt mannerisms that are unfitting of his stature. Oh, God. I don't want you to lose your diplomacy, son. But any marshal would be good for you. I mean, look at me. Look how I improved myself. Improved yourself, you're right. It's because you're a bad person. But I'll just say, as long as he learns how to fight, every little bit helps. When is your birthday again? Oh, next week in a few days. As we're on the way there. Another thing that should be noted is, and we'll rate Ultrasound out later. Choose military aspect. Strategist would be good. My father was a duelist. Cornell was a strategist. And I think I should follow the strategist as well. I want to delve deeper into strategic thinking. For times like these. Corton. Finish Education Ways Award. Seems to learn all the basic skills required. Very good, I say. But I am not going to let you to be a commander right now, because you're still wounded. Unless I provide you with a weapon that I still have in my treasury that I'm not using. I mean, I typically use my masterful short sword. There's the bow and there's the silver-hilted composite. Got a weapon for you. Don't lose it. This weapon is of your life. You could send him away as a mercenary, which you send him away to seek experience, fame and fortune as a mercenary. Taking some of soldiers from my current levy with him as a starting force. I'll be able to recall him to Zarijuk at any time, and hopefully by then he will have brought honor to a dynasty by amassing a suitably impressive amount of gold and prestige. So he will have his own thing. He will be an adventurer. He has his own mercenary company. And also you need to get married immediately because I don't have much children and you need children as well. I see what I see. Famous beauty. Look at her. A Circassian. But the problem is she's Orthodox. That is infidel. I was about to say infidelity, but she is infidel. Okay. But the only inheritable trait is tall. Would be nice to have tall and quick, but that one's weak, so yeah. And also, that's my cousin. Anybody else? Yep! Attractive and a genius. But a Slavic pagan, which... It's pretty tempting. But that means you have to wait a couple of years. Romancy. Keep looking. Strong and quick. From Vepsil. Sometimes I just get excited for such things. That has good traits. That would be good for future generations. But I'd rather have them be married now instead of having to wait for so goddamn long. Strong but quick but dull. The dull's not inheritable. It's just bad mixture for that person. I think she is the breadwinner. They haven't impregnated her yet. What? One of these days, it's gonna be her. We are relatives. Okay. There's no non-aggression pact. It's just I want him to be married immediately. And plus, you're marrying a famous beauty who is also groomed. And I may send him away as a mercenary once he gets better from being wounded, so he can improve his skills and all that. While he has children out there. As he is my heir now, instead of my blasted uncle. No, people respect wealth. More prestige is good for me. But again, she may be a foreigner and an infidel. But you are to marry her because combine these fertility. You're gonna have a lot of children. But you need to drop your chastity. I don't want to hear that stuff. I may have to give you another artifact. Unless you find some yourself when I send you away as a mercenary. But I'm only going to give you the bow. So you can help defend yourself. Because one day, you're going to be one of the all-time greats. So we arrived at Samarkand. All of us are with us. All of us are with us? What the hell are you saying? So, let's see, Bukhara. It doesn't matter where you go, there's going to be a river crossing no matter what, so we have to engage them. But we hope we can best them. And you will not deter from your path. Because this Khorassani boy wants Nakshab. Actually, he's pushing someone else's claim. Yeah, no, Khorassani from Balkh. He wants it. Let's get down there. No matter what we do. How... Just hope our holy warriors do the job. Now I'm gonna send you away as a mercenary because I don't want you to be a commander. And I hope you will recover from your wounds. Use it well. Unless I have something else to give away. Think. Is there anything else that's missing that he should have? Apparently, despite the fact I have the Odyssey book, but nomads don't have time to read books. Which is a little bull because this is the book from Khan Sage. And am I composing a book? No, I don't have the learning skill for it. So never mind. You have this old bow. I should get an improved version, this new set of armor. I should give him this as well. While I will spend my money to search for a smith to get a new set of armor. But don't give it away until it's complete. Because you're still going to wear it for the defense. So, alright boys, let's go for it. The stack of books in front of me is intimidating. My scholars tell me these are classics. For anyone interested in an introduction for strategic warfare, but I am Khan Temir, Sure, I do not need the basics. I should not be on the field surveying the troops firsthand. Hey, you want to compose a book? There is value in the historical record, so hit the books. Pick up the patient trade, which I don't know if you're going to have it for long. And I'll be tackling the complexity of war, something along those lines. Meanwhile, but remember, I'm the master of the steppe. We have heavy cavalry, they don't. Advantage us, because we have more horses. While they got infantry, a mixture of many levies, including our levies from our tribal vassals and Sogdians. We drove them back. Now take that back. It's the third day in a row. I'm good to go over to the study of our dynasty without any progress at all. I don't have more patience how slow she is. I'll retake Nakshab. And the steppe is mine. When this whole affair is over, when we unoccupy those areas, then we can start splitting the clans. So what's going on up there? Oh, revoked war. Pirates of the Caspian. Organized fleet to attack the pirates. Get down here. Okay, then. Okay. We got him. But, God, dog it. You know what that means. I'm a known murderer. And almost everybody turns against me. Don't worry about him. He's not a threat to national security. National security? What the fuck are you... Horde troops. Horde troops. That can't be right. It is. A horde of light infantry. Doesn't work like that. Right have cavalry. We'll have to deal with this after peacetime. We'll deal with it soon after. We gotta unoccupied Nakshab. Ah! What the hell they're doing out there? Well, we should go in and take the capital. A child is ruling there. We can end one of the wars early. I would not go into battle with anything but the very best. A naval action against the pirate went well enough. Casualties were inflicted and suffered, but in the end the pirate fleet withdrawal to raid less dangerous prey. I managed to diminish the effects of the pirate raid in both their potency and their lasting time. Haha. It was in Utsund. Oh, Pirates of the Volga, that's what's going on. Not much of a garrison, so it'll be easy to besiege them all. Assault them all. My commanders have come to request my advice on some exercise they are performing outside the palace walls. We could really use that strategic mind of yours, master. They say, startled, I realized that my studying has paid off. And my chest swells with pride. Then I collect myself nodding. Of course, I'd be happy to help. Typically, what you want to consider in a setup like this. Soon I'm talking and just excited, receiving oohs and nods and even distribution. So I'm a strategist now. Better for defense. For times like these. Keep it up. It's not worth the cost because we don't have time to read books. We'd rather make our own. There are those who say China, the Middle Kingdom, is the most civilized of nations, that its laws are the most just, its officials the most righteous, its land the most prosperous, its people the most virtuous, its culture the most refined. Sure, this must be true. I lost my patience. It's a shame, really. Indeed, we should learn from them. Okay, let's give it a try again. Split clan. Here you go. Setsu and Balasagun. Put it here in Balasagun first. Form that clan there. Now our easternmost clan exists. There you have it. Now join us. Because we need you. And we'll deal with this trouble holding later. Because if we want to pillage this thing, it just needs to be at peace first. But unfortunately, in this... No. Never mind. We'll have that dealt with soon. Remember, he lives over there. Capture him, and you'll end one of these wars. During the afternoon, I went on to check the progress of Master Kotan. As I walked in, my acquaintance Mutu to help with the forging process. Together, they lift pieces of metal. So Mutu how to mold the materials into shape. Not exactly what I'm paying him for, but a form of service nonetheless. Oh, he already doesn't like me enough. Especially that I'm a murderer. Friggin' envious. What? Just be nice. Just let him help out. We do have some walls up here. It'll take a while. Once I get my new set of armor, give it to my son, and then I'll send him off as a mercenary. Now they're coming back. It'll soon be too late for him. And hopefully we capture that boy alive, because he's in hiding. What you doing? Oh, dealing with that revolt again. Just don't know when to quit, right? I was struck with nervous excitement when Master Kotan announced that the set of armor was near its completion. Today I received the master of my throne as he unveils the armor rack. I find it almost impossible to breathe. What would you name her, my Khan? With this armor, I shall be the champion. Because I am the champion of life. For life. Put it on. Now, son, here's splinter mail armor. just for your safety. Religious debate. I think I should debate it aggressively because I am brave. And I will press it for the win. And I lost! Crud! Now let people like me even less. I may have to get off that war focus and switch to carousing. Once this is all over. Now, again, I don't want you to join my army. You'll have your own army. I'm going to send you away as a mercenary. So now he has his own band, the Pecheneг band, as he resides in Sarajok. And he will go out and do his thing, as he is an adventurer. And when he becomes the future Khan, he's get to have that benefit of max manpower along with it, which will definitely help out for future conflicts. Second way of mercenary is basically another way of grooming your future heir and all that. Ancient bone flute. Well, it's their business. Don't release any of these lectures. Unfortunately, we weren't able to take him alive, so war continues. The Prophet Buddha watches over us. Ah, cramp. What are the odds? As soon as I after the battle, I'm like, ah, cramp. Somehow you find things entertaining during times of war. Only one person's defending the garrison. Assault. And you maybe drink salty water to induce vomiting, and it was very effective, so says him. Oh hell, fresh reinforcements. Come here. By the way, get to here. Get to where we are dying. Oh my god, it's the plague. Have I met a sick rat? I'm a dead man. Oh, switch the focus immediately. Be more of a family man. Get your diplomacy back up. Yipe. So again, so it's the plague, right? It does not indicate that this is a severe illness. I mean, a plague is not permanent. It's a temporary disease should you survive it. So here's the deal. You got plus 50, 0.50, 0.25, plus 1, Wolf's Blood is plus 2, and then plus 1 on Family Focus. Plus 0.25, that's another plus 1.5. Oh man. Well, you might become the youngest Khan. But the question is, are you sure you can do this? Can you serve this country? Despite the fact that you're a novice at every little facet thing you have. And you decide to go on a war focus. With little to no diplomacy. As you will have a background of adventure. You have a lot to improve, son. But I doubt that I would be alive long enough to see such improvements. I'm looking at you. But all I need is a treatment, so... Listen, I trust you because you know a lot of things. You're a polymath. You're perceptive. You've seen a lot of things. You're the smartest man around. But I am brave, so come on, Khan. Let's try something new, I insist, because I am not taking any chances. Do it before it kills me. He presented me with a potion of the most peculiar sorts. It had neither odor nor taste, and possessed the appearance of liquid silver. The metallic potion was easy enough to ingest, and could not understand why this was the risky treatment option. Curious. I feel amazing. Alright. I think I may survive the bubonic plague. Very rarely did I ever play this character and survive the bubonic plague. Except one that I do remember. I believe her name was... Jadranka. Jadranka of Croatia. She lived up till she was 151 years old. She wasn't immortal. It's legitimate. That was way back in the old Sanulatovich series. Even though the plague just really made me lower my combat skill, but I ain't scared of 99% war score. And we're gonna get a lot of big money out of this. So let's take the war to them. But I believe that war score is just gonna tick up by itself. So let's just meet up with them. We have the objective. Temir to Temir. My liege, I noticed that your mind seems to drift off whenever we discuss monetary issues. I believe to make things interesting, one must be introduced to the subject where it's directly relevant to oneself. Perhaps you'd like to join me tomorrow on a full day's work? Yes, that would be interesting. Well, multitasking. He starts off the day off collecting taxes. Some people frown and complain when they're to give away their earnings. Temir calmly explains that taxes are collected and manages to appease the complainers. Earning trust is earning gold. So I'll be honest. Because I have heard that honesty is rather valued amongst Mazdans. I just gained the honest trait and now I'm not honest anymore. Honest my ass. Now, today, Temir, at the Temir, brings me to the nearest construction site to Valley Progress. He notices that the builders are lagging behind the agreed schedule and proceeds to question them. The builders complain about the weather and they want to pay to cover the delays. Eltabet Temir looks over my way waiting a response. We'll hold our end of the deal when you hold yours. A friend has come to visit Eltabet Temir. The three have a good time and and discussing my experiences over a fine evening meal. The visitor nods at me. How lucky you are, Temir, to have a liege like you. To have a liege understand your work. This cooperation should benefit both of you. Oh, +1 stewardship. That's nice. I could get rid of greedy and become charitable. It's been interesting, more so than many others I've tried. I'll be just, if I am indeed going to be just. There are those who argue a quick death is better, so it will be less painful and we'll have to worry much, so I won't have to worry and ruminate over. Others believe that slow, gradual death is preferable, for it gives one time to let go of regrets, pray, and make peace with one's family, friends, and Zurvan. It's better to have one has the time to prepare before passing on, because I'm about to die. Maybe. It's to be determined. Oh my god. What? You have chosen the Shekinah of Intelligence. Rayana. And you become a navigator for a while. What's the meaning of life? So he says. You know what? I'm gonna keep tabs on you. Just make sure you don't do anything stupid. War is more important. 100% war score for this war, because they have not retaken Sogdia. So, for the Manichean faith, and for the money. We won a huge battle here. It is said that mercenaries who served in my son Crotan's band have all come to fear his frequent outbursts of rage. I'm sure they deserve it. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's too many traits, son. You gotta lose one. This war isn't going as I thought it would. I lose more men per battle than I planned in sieges. Sieges are going on forever. More manpower and more siege weapons are what I need. Perhaps a friend could assist me on this. I'm gonna be the greedy bastard here. Ask her friend for some monetary help. Please lose chaste. Oh my god! He's a leper. That means he'll never have children. And she's too old to have children. God dang it, that boy was my prodigy. He's wounded and now he has leprosy, and it's likely that he will not live long. And that means we're not going to be the rulers of the Manichean Khanate if I don't have an adult son. I'm going to need to divorce you. The Scholus approves. Because she is a heathen. And also, you do as I say because I am your liege. Get her out of here. I need a new wife. Maybe perhaps you. Even though you're kind of, you know, depressed and all that, but at least I comfort you. You're at a reasonable age too. Plus 15 versus plus 5. Despite the fact that you're a heathen as well. But still. There is a chance. It seems that my life's gone to hell, huh? Daughter-in-law? I don't care who you kill. Just get out of my sight. Went with the Manichean band of my sons. Now you get to marry me. Princess? Now. At least you're a noble. Bingo. And with the family focus on, let's hope that I will have some children out of this once I recover from the plague. My letter to the bishop has gotten lost in a number of ways. I truly sometimes wish it would. It's a shame I haven't asked a friend and all that me until I got his response. He's sending money for troops. 2.2 gold? You cheapskate. Some encouragement was out do the trick. But thank you very much. Always happens. We got a pewter spoon from him. Bitter rivals. Fine, release all the prisoners. And take one we found prisoners, and still no child. So we have to besiege it all the way. But the real question is, am I gonna survive the plague? I'm still leading troops because I still have the skills for it. Some would think I have suicidal tendencies, but I do not. I realized I picked up that content trait from that event earlier. I'm no longer cruel. I'm content. Perhaps I am changing my ways. I should stop being much of a hateful person and try to start living a good life. And plus, being content gives you the little health bonus, see? You've got to live a healthy lifestyle. Live like a Manichean. Yes. This is a life-changing experience. This is meant to be. I think so. There's migrants? Oh, son of beeswax. I didn't realize that. As long as we control the objective, it will be good. Did he just get himself some mercenaries? Yes, all light cavalry of them. Okay, so after we take this, another ARG, move up and deal with the enemy. Even though I'm asking to get my ass kicked because I have the plague still. But I got a very good treatment, and I'm living more contently now. You're coming with me. Move up. Don't let him take knockshot. Prevent him. Oh my god. Terminal stage leprosy. I have no son. And this uncle ain't got long to live. Find him a lusty woman. But the problem is they're all in their 40s. Well, I guess you can have her. See what you got, old man. I mean, you do have some fertility in you. If you manage to somehow get another son out of this, then my respect goes to you. If I die of the plague. But I am quite reluctant about having more concubines, but I guess it has to be. I see a strong one, so it'll have to do. It is an offer you cannot refuse, so desperate times calls for desperate measures. Oh, you have a gout. Doesn't lower your fertility, so I'll have you too. Who else? Another famous beauty. Keep looking. I would have to assume that there's young children still in here. Not her. Like, say, just put her in a house arrest and let her grow up to be a future concubine? What are you, nuts? Got rid of her depressed trait. And since she loves you very much, that means there is a very high chance that that we'll be having a legitimate child and pray for a son. Or I could forge a bastard son. It may solve my dynastic problems if there are any. Yes, there is one. I have the plague. That's it. I cannot wait anymore. But you're gonna be deceitful if you do that. Oh, and also, going to prep support. Just need to lower the thing there. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And you still got the plague, and you are about to die, and you want an adult immediately. So I think this would be the only option left. As strange as of course. Without the success of my bloodline, instead of bowing to despair, I decided to search for an imposter that could pose to be my bastard heir. Now it's time to decide who I'm searching for. The younger the candidate, the bigger the chance of success, and the higher influence I have over his personality. The younger he is, the higher the risk of an early disaster with him. Do you want to go back to the days where... Do you want to go back to the days where we're no longer running things here and some other clan could potentially muck it all up? Look, I can educate him as I see fit if we were looking for a baby. Find a child that could still influence his education. Or search for a young adult, which will be ready to fully inherit my titles. But based on my health bonuses, I think I should survive the plague. Oh, quite honestly. But you see, if you're going to search for a bastard son, you're not going to have any of those inherited traits like quick. So it's unpredictable. But I will be searching for a baby. Let's just start with that. Because that child would be full grown by the time I'm in my 60s. Because of those health benefits. I might live up to 70 if I'm lucky. So just remain positive, alright? Think positive. 100% war score. Pay more money to us for these reparations, and you'll lose your claim of Nakshab, and you're not to bother us ever again. Alright. We got that settled down. Now we can pillage this holding. So this can get off my back. Plus, it'll have some population in return. So we destroyed this tribal holding. And this clan wants more land. But guess what? Shut your mouth. This will all be for myself. One day I will expand up to there. And then I'll consider. And of course, don't forget about down there. Because there's still good grazing land down there. I mean, there's no more steppe in Sogdia. Only Sogdia proper has steppe. There's plains down there. There is steppe here in Mev. So yeah. We got that all taken care of. And we didn't need to hire mercenaries for this. I need to get off command and just settle down. What you need to do now is, where are we raiding again? Oh, Bunjikent. Sogdia, yes. At least they're in the middle of war, so they can't bother us. We'll end the episode soon. I've been cogitating on this. Don't hold that feast, because of the chances of lowering your health. Yeah, let's make Samarkand a little more peaceful. And look at the whole architecture. It's changed because we sent our people down there. It's Pecheneg and Manichean, no longer Sogdian. Oh, hell. Oh, double hell. These are all cavalry up here. God dog it. Get out of there. Head to Zarijuk. We might need mercenaries for this. It's gonna be a long way. That mercenary band, what happened to that? Well, it's gone now because your son died of terminal stage leprosy. As I set my motion to plan to fabricate a mill here, in spite of my discretion, my Ostabad became aware of my scheme and offered to help by setting up a network of informers that could increase my chance to be successful. There's a hefty price tag to hire so many people, however. Holy crud. Whatever he wants. If he wants to be on a council, I'll give it to him. Yeah. Very reluctant of doing such things. And you know what? Might as well. Get the mercenaries. The Steppe Company. Meet up. Disaster! Before the talks, the escorted diplomatic mission was ambushed in the province and confusion ensued. It is not clear what happened then, but the arrival of some survivors in the capital gives us hope of the survival of my domain overseer. He lived. You got it. Well, now he's the overlord. Well, time for me to get back to it. Sending our best. They'll live to regret this. No longer they're on Spabed. Put him here. My quest to find a new heir started with word with an artist that lives nearby. The man has sent the word of an indigent woman that was willing to sell me her baby for a single gold coin. When I checked the child, I sensed some lethargic and poorly fed. It'll be worth it. But don't worry, that mild lack of harmony will go away immediately because we really love each other. Even though the opinions kind of... And they'll be saying, oh, it's illegitimate. Right. I have the child now. But, oh my god, he's blinded. I just can't win, can't I? Well, anyways, let's end this episode by dealing with this clan uprising. I just can't win, can I? See? Because higher the opinion, the faster it happens. All the negative things went away. I must have a legitimate child. And you're going to give it to me! That's why I switched to family focus. But as soon as the plague goes away... Center's breaking me. Help me. I could have sworn enemy commander was still blocking orders. When I searched the steppe, nowhere to be found. A fellow soldier finally informs me he spotted cowering far back behind us. Fallen tree. Most disgracefully behind his troops. Well, don't touch me. Because if you do, you die. I'm a human weapon. That's why I'm wearing armor. They're not aware that I have a plague in me. Come on, Uncle. Impregnate her. She's all yours. What are you waiting for? Well, there's your problem. There you are, been itching for a fight. I was chased through the steppe when Kabuxin shot me aside. I'll take this one, my lord. Clumsy swinging his veil. Hope he did not hurt himself, which he did. Don't worry, he's got a pet owl. He'll feel better. We got him. Finally. Let's just end this crazy episode already. God dang mercenaries. No subunits, but do come with us. Stick with us, mercenaries, because we just need you to help besiege this area. You know, just to make the progress go faster. But we'll do all that in the next episode, because... oh my gosh. This series is taking a big downturn. I found a illegitimate child who is going to be my heir, but he's blind. He's hopeless. I got 2 concubines. One over the other. Excuse me. But I'll send you a little bit of money. Despite the issues we had to get all that. And I know you got the gout, but your womb still works. It's only your foot. Although you may be ugly, I just noticed that just now, so... hey, I'll take ugly over anything, okay? In terms of negative traits. Negative inheritable traits. I'll take ugly, alright? So, we hope you people have enjoyed this crazy episode. This is why some people think that this is a more entertaining series than I thought it would be. So, ever since did we complete our major goal, and now you've taken a big downturn. What you gonna do? I mean, we've almost reached to the very ends of the world there. Of that world map. Basically almost to China itself. Which, no, you cannot. Let me see. Invade because you do not have a realm county bordering the Western Protector or borders the eastern edge of the map. So, if we want full contact with them, then this is the one province. This is it. We will expand in there one day. But alas, we've run out of time today. So, again, next episode, we have an uncertain future. And Khan Temir the wolf. He's got the plague. He can't have children because of the plague. And although he's got the health benefits, and he was living content. Good. Well, what you gonna do? So we'll see you in the next episode. Han Chinese has taken over. That means Army of Light goes to me. But we'll see all that in the next episode. Until then, so long for now.